guys, you're in store for a tremendous panel. There's some amazing people out here. We're going to talk. There's some new information that we're going to give you. So if you're waiting all day, it is welcome. And already, huge hand for Dan Stark. I'm going to introduce the cast one at a time. Let's go. FD, Pelton, Jim West! I mean, it's because of guys like you and ladies like you that Community is around, and not only just around, but in Hall H. Dan, so how's the experience been for you lately? You're back. Dan is back. What does that mean for the show?
New levels of anxiety that will trickle into the content, I'm sure. I'm always really bad at hiding my feelings, and I feel a tremendous amount of pressure, which hopefully will turn into energy into the show. Like nobody wants to not fail more than me at this point, because it's kind of a weird story. Going away and coming back, so I really, really have to make these 13 count. I don't consider them the last 13. I'm going to do everything I can to give us that sixth season, but I do consider them the most important 13 of the history of the show. So I feel good.
You really sort of feel like you're working for these 5. You're not. It's not. Were you thinking about what the next season would be when you were not working on the show?
No. I mean, when we were doing season 3, I had plans for season 4. You know, get the audience used to maybe not having to be in school all the time, and all kinds of plans that now, I think in a good way, a healthy way, are all absolutely out the window. All of those plans. This is a whole new thing. We have to reground and reestablish these characters and get back to the emotional basics, and then have the most fun we've ever had. So,
is there anything you can share about season 5 yet?
We're gonna do an animated episode. I told you. The reason I can scoop that is because we have to know that we're going to do that well in advance. But I definitely don't want to plan too hard. I thought if I made mistakes in season 3, if me made mistakes, I think if these guys made mistakes.
It's starting.
If I made mistakes in season 3, it had a lot to do with planning, over-planning, thinking about the finale during the shooting of the first episode in terms of character exercise. So we want to get back to that season 1, season 2 feel of being very organic, and just knocking each episode out of the park. I can't remember what your question was.
Gillian, good answer. Gillian, for you, this whole, the show, the fans keep pulling it back. Do you ever sort of feel secure with the show? You're always like, oh, we're good, okay, we're coming back. Oh, it's again, okay, we're coming back.
I've never felt secure for 1 single second on this show, but I never had steady employment for this show, so this is all I know. This world of constant anxiety and looming cancellation is my new reality. So I look forward to taking this methodology with me in future projects. So, yay!
If you survive that, then you literally consider bulletproof now for the rest of the business. Anyone else is like, this job's gonna be tough. You're like, I got through 6 seasons of Community, which hopefully you'll get through 6 seasons. Danny, how has the experience been for you, and what have you learned about Abed in these last, leading up to these 5 seasons? Where are we at with him?
One, that he's not alone. I think it's been, for us, this is just such such a treat because to be here, we were talking about how this is our 4th Comic-Con now, and how the journey from the first one just being surprised, and now seeing all these people here and seeing people showing up in Inspector Spacetime outfits, Meatman t-shirts. Yeah, Travis Ritchie, Inspector Spacetime web series. It's wonderful because I get to connect with people all over the place now in the strangest possible ways. So it's pretty cool. I don't feel alone. I'm shocked that we're still here every day, and I think it translates into our episodes because we're truly surprised that we're still doing this and thankful. So, and it's because of you guys. So thank you.
It's definitely Community. I've been saying for the longest time is definitely the nerdiest show on television. No matter what other shows. Your Dungeons and Dragons episode was freaking amazing. I think philosophically the show is nerdy because it's the sort of the underdog in this big system that's trying to keep it down and you keep fighting through. Ken, Dr. Ken, who is a licensed physician, that is absolutely true. Are you still licensed in California?
Yeah, I still have my license. It's basically $2,000 every 2 years.
So you can write scripts.
I can write scripts.
So when they get you to sign something, you have to be very careful about what it is.
Yeah, exactly. These aren't autographs. Yeah.
Thanks for the Adderall, man.
Right, yeah.
But what has been your sort of favorite fan interaction so far? I mean, like, people are so excited and ravenous about the show.
I was in Toronto this summer, and it was, I'd never been there before, and the fan base in Toronto was so rabid that I was actually promoting Hangover 3 there in Toronto, but I got way more Chang than I've ever had in my life. More Chang than Chow, and that to me was Chang greater than Chow, and I was so happy, and hashtag. It was amazing, and just to see the genuine love that came out of it was really overwhelming.
Yeah. For Allison, what have you where Andy's ended up since the beginning of the show? Because one of the fun things is just watching. It was the same conversation about Breaking Bad earlier, but in a different way. Is you start the characters and you think they're one dimension, and then they just slowly start to crack.
Yeah. I love playing Annie, obviously. She's a wonderful character. It's been interesting to watch her evolve into a more mature human being and then devolve into maybe one that's not as mature or intellectual and maybe and maybe that'll turn that around. This didn't go the way I was planning on it going, this answer. It's interesting working on a television show where, you're getting new information constantly that you've never heard of. So suddenly in the 3rd season of a show, you learn something about your character that you've never been applying in the past. And I feel like that's always an exciting thing looking forward at other episodes is like, your character could go anywhere. You can learn something about their past that you haven't known, and then just suddenly that's a whole new universe for them. So I'm just excited to see what Dan's gonna do.
You've been on Talking Dead a couple times. You're on the podcast. It's one of people's favorite episodes. I'm leading to fan interaction.
Okay.
Because you're one of the most gracious people and sincere people I've ever met. And you brought this sort of positive spirituality thing out of the podcast where we're all kind of cynical jerks. Like, that feels really nice.
Centered.
We do. So what for you? What are some fan interactions that you've had, and how what has that meant to you, just knowing the kind of person that you are?
First of all, I want to say, I do this, guys, because I get so overwhelmed when I look out and see your little faces. So thank you for coming. Thank you for filling Hall H for us. Never a small thing. And I'm not just speaking for community. I'm speaking for probably everyone that's been at Comic-Con. The fact that you guys stand in line and you sleep overnight, and it's not a given that you can do this for any of us, not just community. So we're very grateful. And every time I see someone, it's just so much love. It's just like a wall of love. So I thank you guys. And there's a Lori Taylor somewhere out there. She was my first Shirley cosplay.
Jim Rash. Hearing and talking about it, but that moment in the Oscars, I cried for laughing for like 20 minutes. It was just so simple. So simple. You said that you recently just found out that it was okay.
People always ask, like, have you heard from her or from Brad, as if they really want to get that bald glasses guy, get revenge on him at the forefront of their to-do list. But just actually this weekend, I spoke to a reporter who actually spoke to them soon after that, and I was basically said, "Where have you been for the last year?" So I could answer this question. But no, he said that they both found it amusing, and I don't think they take themselves very seriously. So
I don't know. I think anyone who says amusing probably takes themselves very seriously.
Oh, okay. So,
that is amusing.
They were lying. Yeah. That's right. They were sipping a fine, Chianti. That was amusing.
But I also want to point out that you had a highlight last season where you guys a script show called Human Anatomy.
Yeah.
I know you've written for television before, but what did it mean, and what were you bringing to the script?
Well, of course it was a huge honor, because this is a show that I've loved, obviously, from the very beginning. It's been a gift of a role. And the challenge with that is, obviously, I just wanted to get anywhere near the neighborhood of Dan Harmon and Chris McKenna and all of our writers, and pay homage to a show that I really feel like the best thing I had was this wonderful map of very distinct voices and characters. And so seems like the easy part, but then you're tackling something. So it really was an honor from beginning to end, just to be a part of that.
Yeah, and now that you're coming back, you must have written stuff by now.
I've written a couple things in my life, yeah. Thanks.
In general, no.
Well, we're taking a different approach in the writer's room this year. We're taking off all our clothes and we're just singing to ourselves and waiting for a story to tell itself. We're breaking, because it's only 13 and then we're done shooting by Christmas, this block of 13. We want to take the opportunity to, we're breaking all the stories first. So we know what we're doing in general for almost every episode. Almost already. We have a couple blank spots in the slate where it says like normal episode. But we don't have a full script yet for the first episode, 501. We're launching a bunch of scripts though this week, and we'll have a bunch by the time we start production in about 3 weeks. We have several outlines, and then as soon as I get back to my home con, I have to start working on the script for the first one.
Are there any sort of Easter eggs you could hint at that might be coming up?
That would make them very easy.
Yeah, I know, but we want to know stuff, Dan.
I mean, I honestly, the first couple episodes, I really, I think it's really important, this relationship, this show is like a rescue dog. It pees itself every time there's lightning. It's been through a lot, and I really want to give it a milk bone and make eye contact with it, let it understand that I'm not going to hurt it. What that means is that for the first couple episodes, it's going to be really about these characters. We're going to really get back to that place where as much fun as we end up having when we're building on those characters, and the camera starts playing a character itself, meaning with paintball and stuff like that. The first couple are going to be about making it seem like these people live down the street somewhere again, and that place that they live being Greendale too. I want to get back on that campus and back in those hallways and stuff. That's not a fun Comic-Con panel thing to say, get ready for grounded story work! Let's get characters dimensionalized!
Dan, I really enjoy storylines that organically unfold. Can I expect that? Who are these characters to you? I mean, these characters came from your brain mostly. Who are they to you?
I mean, Annie was a ripoff of Tracy Flake in Election, I've said several times. But then Allison Brie climbed into her and turned her into Annie. just going to start ranting in the corner of the party, but has not read a lot about it lately. I'm not saying Greta is not a well-read person. She's pop culturally illiterate, but and politically passionate and whatever. Abed he's a lot of parts of me. Listen to me. Ken is the guy from The Hangover. We got him. That's just a get. That's what you call that on TV. That is the part of me that is incredibly kind of outspoken and idealistic, and I'd like to explore this season stories where she kind of gets in trouble for that. Now that she's an independent businesswoman, I want to vent some of the lessons I've learned about being an unwitting political figure through her character, and she's the closest match to do some of that. And Jim is this insanely emotional, Jim. I call him Jim. The dean he's the guy that everything that you are that you think is weird, everything that you think should be a secret because someone might make fun of you for it, he's got it going on behind all this closed doors and stuff. But he's I just love that he gets to. He's at Greendale, so he kind of snapped at one point and started unfurling, and he's getting rewarded for it, and that's a cool thing. I don't know, what am I saying?
It's all good stuff that you're saying.
Shut up, Chris.
Oh.
What about Jeff and Troy?
I know.
Like 8 million people out here. This is terrifying.
No,
Jeff and Troy.
Unhinged Dan with positive reinforcement. We love you. Shut up! You know me. But if there was any safe zone of 7,000 people in the world, it would be right here in this room for you. You don't have to win them over. They're already on your side.
Yeah, but that makes them my LeVar Burton. They are. I can only disappoint them. They are. This is the whole point.
Nope.
You're making me sad and happy.
Tell Dan that you love him. 1, 2, 3.
We love you, Dan!
I can't hear you. The worst. I'm the worst person for making that happen. It'll never make me. I don't know the word.
Stop loving me! There's very big news about community for, one of you guys want to announce this, or should I announce this? That it's coming to...
Syndication! Danny Prudy and I have a brief presentation on syndication launching this fall.
Please begin, Gillian.
All right, Danny, I'm happy to start out. I'd like you to tell your friends and family to catch up on Community before season 5 premiere, sometime yet to be determined on NBC.
Great.
October 19th.
October 19th is always going to be the October 19th. September 20th or October 19th. This September 20th, you can watch on Fridays from 9 to 11 p.m. on Comedy Central.
Woo! Also, starting September 16th, watch us 5 nights a week! On a local station. Okay, you guys saw these red cups you got? Go to communityontv.com to find out which local market is playing Community.